a divine masculine who has been struggling to release a third party. You may be struggling with this unconventional aspect of your relationship. Perhaps this is an open relationship, there's large age difference, religious differences, or there has been a lack of the relationship functioning in the way that you truly want it to. Okay? This is the wounded child. This is a dysfunctional relationship. This is indeed a person who is divine. This person has activated your strong focus and active side. This person has helped you bring your dreams and ideas into fruition, into reality, with kindness and wisdom. But just because they're divine masculine doesn't mean that this relationship needs to continue. Hold on, let me just button this up because I don't want nobody getting any ideas. Okay? So, this person, they are, okay, let me just leave it. It was just buttoning. This person has been hiding who they truly are. They're truly a really mentally unstable person. This person, they have been fleeing. They don't know what kind of relationship that they truly want. And they always find a way to remind you that you're their number one. But some of you guys are just not interested in sharing your partners. This person has an extremely fragile ego. They know that you have the ultimate authority within their life. They know that you have the greatest influence in their life. But this is a situation, you have had multiple divine masculines. This is a situation where the love gets lost because of this person's shadow attachment and their third parties. Okay? This is why people are so obsessed with your man. This is why people are so obsessed with your partner. Your masculines are divine. They activate your focus and strong side. They make you strong. They make you better. But there's always a second, third, or fifth option. Hi. I'm hearing these bitches keep coming in second. The truth is, these people truly get disillusioned by you. Some of these people, these other third parties, have been around before you, or they have been in this person's life for a long time. This person, hello, how are you? Respect, T. Okay. These people have been around. It's like something where you come into someone's life and you activate their divine masculine energy. You create something new for them. You are okay. Okay, you guys, we're still waiting on my new frames, so I can't see everything. Okay. So there's a situation where you're dealing with someone who has a very fragile ego. So when they project onto you, they go explore option 2, 3, 4, and 5. The truth is, you come into this person's life and you create an entirely different reality. They've never had true love before. They've never been activated in their divine masculinity. These people have been hiding that they have actually truly been having a super fragile ego. This is sacred sexuality. This is sacred divine feminine, divine masculine energy. But you guys come in to help each other evolve. But this person's previous life and who they truly are and how unstable they truly are, they always hide this from you. Okay? Just because you're learning that just because they support you in a way doesn't mean that they are stable themselves. These second, third, fourth, and fifth options that they go explore occurs when they project onto you. This projection is a defense mechanism. This person is extremely defensive of you. They always make you out to be the problem. They always make it your fault. And this is how they justify making these poor decisions. This is how they justify indulging at your expense. They have these shadow attachments that they use to cope when they grow too defensive towards their first option, when they grow too defensive towards their divine feminine. These people are too wounded and defensive, and they hide who they truly are. These people become so triggered and defensive behind you practicing your wellness. Some of them, they wanted you to quit your job. They wanted you to stop working. And that was not something that was fulfilling to you. Some of you, they wanted to marry you quickly. They wanted to impregnate you very fast. And some of this is not something that, although you guys had this cataclysmic, passionate relationship, you're not a type of person that makes decisions from passion. The reason that these relationships are passionate is because they fuel your purpose. They activate something within you. They support you in ways that other masculines never do. This is why they're divine masculine. They help you with your self-expression. They help you with your creation. They help you with your art, They inspire your art. But they realize that you are an artist. Some of them, they are struggling with your artistic expressions, and they're not used to an artsy feminine. They're not used to someone who needs to practice wellness and self-care. It's always a problem with what you're doing. If you're away from the connection, if you're not, some of these people, they need your undivided attention. They need to be coddled. They need their ego stroked all the time. And you're someone who understands that a healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. You have been trying really hard to maintain your well-being and maintain a balance in your relationships, but because these masculines are truly unstable, it's always a problem with what you're doing. You could be taking a number two, and they'll have a problem with you needing to excavate yourself. They'll find a problem with you taking self-care, you taking time to yourself. It's always a problem with what you're doing. They're very defensive when you're not stroking their ego. They're very defensive when you're away from the connection. Some of you guys, all you want to do is study and, practice your wellness, do your yoga and meditation, um, create your art, and they are ultimately inspiring your art. It's not that, it's like they are not, they're dysfunctional. They cannot have a functioning relationship with you. Now, while they support you and inspire you, they do not function because of their own wounding. People hate you for having these relationships because they know that you are getting financial and emotional support from these relationships. This is why they inspire you. This is why they feel your purpose, because they're super supportive of you. But they hide the fact that they are unstable and that they feel the need to go explore other options. Some of you guys, they are sabotaging themselves because you're always their wish fulfillment. Some of you got that donk on you. You got the body that they've always dreamed about. You got the beauty, the smile that they've always dreamed about. You're actually a dream partner. You're actually a trophy partner. But they self-sabotage themselves because they're so unstable around having a wish fulfillment. Some of these people are addicted to scarcity, having traumatic experiences. When you come around and you bring them awareness, you bring them true love, they're deep. I'm hearing something where your spiritual connection is deepening between the two of them, between the two of you. They've never had a spiritually deep relationship. This is very triggering to them. Give these people grace, because this third eye activation that they receive through your sacred sexuality and this divine masculine energy, it brings them more awareness around their wounded child. Heightened awareness creates a heightened level of defensiveness. Ultimately, these are relationships that bring you back to wholeness. This is why people hate your partners. So they'll often try to steal their affection, steal their resources, steal your creativity and how you get inspired by them. But it never has the same effect. They never get the same, they're always disgruntled and embittered because they were never the first choice. They're always the second, third, and fourth option. They hate your love life and your partners because they expand you with information. They're deep and transformative. They know that you guys daydream about each other. They know that you guys inspire one another. And they're just interferences and karmic challenges that are used as emotional regulation. They're not actually they're not actually realizing true meaning with your partner. They're growing embittered that they were never the first choice. These are shadow attachments that are formed out of conflict. They hate the fact that your relationships bring you awareness. What? I can see. LOL. Y'all, we don't care. We don't care. Keep your 2 cents if it's not going towards the bill. You are just embittered that you are in the position that you are in and not in the position that I am in. Okay? So you lurk from the catacombs of the internet on your keyboard. We don't care. I can show you better than I can tell you. And trust me, I'm not even really paying attention to your commentary. You're a loser and I'm a winner. And you're proving how ignorant you are because you're lacking very pertinent information around my culture, where I come from, and how we choose to style ourselves. I'm a winner and you are a loser. The last thing I want to be is white. And despite your privilege, I have a better life than you. You're miserable, lacking very pertinent information around the expansiveness of our gene pool. You're an ignorant troll. You're a piece of waste. I'll never make comments on things that I'm unsure about. You're an idiot. That means that you're a loser and I'm a winner because I have tons of information. And despite the privileges that come, I still beat you. You know what I want so bad? A fat ass. Is that what you have? Oh, I don't think that comes in your gene pool. Next. The reason why these relationships stop functioning is because while you try to maintain your balance, practice your wellness and self-care, they need to go emotionally regulate while you're away with a third party, with their second, third, fourth, and fifth options. They can't handle, it's not like you are away from the connection. It's not that you are cheating, lying, interested in anyone else. But they will make these generalizations. They have trust issues. They can't take you being away. These people truly are unstable. Some of them, they expected you to leave your job. They expected you to marry them on a whim. They expected you to get impregnated by them. And that's just not, you love the passionate inspiration, but you're very mature and very stable compared to these masculines who just are financial support and emotional support. You are always the main character. Truly, it's not about the masculine. It's about the feminine who is responsible for the creation. Okay? These masculines, I'm hearing that they do something deceptive. They leave on a mystery, and they leave you persevering on your own. They take away their support. They take away, they become dry, flaky, detached, cold. They could not handle your self expression. They ultimately empowered you with the self expression. But the same reasons why they fell in love with you are the same reasons that the relationships fall apart. They need to go emotionally regulate with their other options. People who are clearly not satisfiable. People who are clearly just emotional regulation. They don't know how to take responsibility for themselves. It's always a problem with what you're doing. It's always your fault. When you find out the truth about these people and that they were inspired to go explore another option, instantly these relationships lose their meaning. It's always a waste. Although they were deep and intense, because you were their wish fulfillment, you were their dream come true, they sabotage themselves. They're addicted to scarcity, emotionally unstable. They can't embrace victory. They can't embrace the freedom and liberation they feel with you. They can't embrace feeling satisfied. They're addicted to not having enough, not having, you know what I'm saying? They're addicted to waste. These people are end up being toxic to your growth and happiness. You are always their wish fulfillment. When they're with you, they are reminded that they need nothing else. They are full with your with everything that you provide, the creation that you are, your expression. These are truly divine relationships, but they grow defensive at the awareness that comes with that. I hope that makes sense, you guys. You are finally moving on because you're understanding that these people have an extremely fragile ego. It's not, it's never your fault. It's truly not me, it's you. You practicing your wellness and it's not a problem. Your self-care is not selfish. They always, oh, you're selfish. Why do you need a constant stroking of your ego? Why do you need my constant attention? Why do you, like, this is strange. Take responsibility for your own esteem. Take responsibility for your own confidence. Some of these people, they're just boring. You're like, oh, thanks for the support. But they actually were like, this was actually like a pseudo self. It's like they come in and like, oh my God, you're my wish fulfillment. I'm going to cherish you. I'm going to give you everything you want. I'm going to do everything that I think that you want, right? Because you're my wish fulfillment. And I'm going to be like that person. I'm going to like I'm going to pretend to be a wish fulfillment to you. But really, deep down, right? This is why these relationships return you to wholeness. Is because they show you the pseudo self. They show you the shadow aspects that you need to acknowledge to integrate and bring your dreams into fruition even more, bring you more awareness, give you the information that you need to make the right decisions. They support because they think that's the role that they should play, but it's not actually the role that they're playing. These are the shadow aspects that you've needed to integrate. Some of them, these are serial cheaters, addicts, gamblers. Oh my God, I can't make the right decision. Oh, I know that that is my wish fulfillment. I know that I will create something new. I will create. I will heal my scarcity trauma. I will take responsibility for myself. Right. I know that I'm disillusioned by all these other options. They grow the awareness that these other people were never enough. That those were just emotional regulation. Some of these people, they realize that these other options are discouraged and troubled, and you're off being well, stable, and grounded, and having emotional satisfaction, having beauty, art, and love. And they feel the need to support someone else. They just assume that you are the secure one, right? You're off being selfish with your self-care. You don't need my support. This is me returning to wholeness. Everyone is insecure. Just because that person appears to be weaker and less fortunate doesn't mean that you don't have insecurities and struggles. They would rather let you, I'm hearing they let you take an L and let a bird shit on you because they're unstable also. You can't make the right decision. You know that those are lust. You know that those cups are not full. You know that those are emotional regulation. You know that you're not satisfied with them. Why are you triggered by having enough? You're in poverty, spiritual poverty and financial poverty. Expecting, having these, I'm hearing something about them having unrealistic expectations. They want you to stop traveling, want you to stop working. No, I'm not going. I'm making a lot more grounded and responsible decisions. Just because I have a passionate sexuality with someone doesn't mean that I'm going to marry them within the first 2 weeks. Doesn't mean that I'm going to be like, okay, let's have a baby now. Intimacy is not, it's a reflection of the potential of a relationship. The support that you're offering, the help that you're offering, the information that you're offering, okay? That's to build upon a relationship. These people have totally unrealistic expectations and they grow defensive when you don't meet those expectations. It's not you, it's them. Don't internalize these negative stories of rejection. I am aware of my inner dialogue and I direct it to positive imagery. These relationships rewrite your stories of rejection and abandonment from people, divine masculines, who couldn't make the right decision. Thanks for your help. We could have had wish fulfillment, but your ego was too fragile. They don't reciprocate because they don't feel good enough. They're more than enough for you. It's not that you're off with other options. Some of them, they have these irrational fears that you're off with someone else. You're like, I'm just working out. I'm just at work. I'm just studying. I'm just, getting inspired by a relationship to do good things, to bring my dreams and ideas into fruition. This is not, I'm not interested in living in some scarce and boring reality where we're just here with each other, talking on the phone all day, talking about nothing. Some of these people, they want to sit on the phone with you all day. Some of these people, they don't want you to work and go to school. No, they don't want you to take care of yourself. What is this? That is not a functioning relationship. That's a trauma bond. Thanks for your help. When you realize that they were inspired, it's not that it's because, oh, they so sexy, right? The Knight of Wands is not about that. It's that they're inspired by a conflict. They're inspired by defensiveness. They're inspired by scarcity trauma to go explore something else. And you realize that this doesn't mean anything to you anymore. That's not my ninja if he's looking your way. I'm always number one, first draft pick. If you can't honor that, you don't know how to make rational and sound decisions, and you're clearly an unstable person. You're finally releasing the fears and anxieties around this. It's like an entire chaotic situation. These third parties, embittered and frustrated that they're not number one, they're just inspired to fight and destroy your relationship. These masculines, although they fuel you with information, there's passionate, sexy intimacies. When you're away from the relationships, they break down. You can't have a functioning relationship because they're too fragile with all their woundings. These people refuse to grow up and be responsible. I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself, but I hope that is giving you some kind of idea. Especially you're releasing the anxieties and shifting into a more positive imagery around these providers and relationships where, they led to big changes. They led to, you had to draw on your personal power. They no longer were your support system. They no longer were your inspiration. because they chose to go off with someone else. You're learning that you were just a service to them. They were community service projects because they were just like too unstable. I'm hearing that you were, they were wearing a pseudo self, right? You're well and balanced, blessed and balanced. And they are, you're not stroking my ego? Let me go off with this ugly person. That's emotional regulation. That's not emotional satisfaction. You can't have emotional satisfaction because you refuse to take responsibility for yourself. That's not a me problem. That's a you problem. Thanks for your help. The love is lost. They're a waste of time. That's all I'm seeing, you guys. Thank you so much. I really can. And people who are, the thing is, let's talk about this real quick since we got, thank you for joining my TED Talk. Let's talk about this real quick. I can't see all the comments and stuff like that. I really can wear any hair color I want. I can wear anything I want. I can have any man I want. Just like a lot of other beautiful women at Felicia Trees Tarot. Just like all of the women and children that we protect at Divas Can Manifest, the nonprofit organization that I run. We can do anything we want. We can pull off any hair color we want. You want to see my natural hair? Go check out my lifestyle channel. You want to see how I retain all of my length every month? Grow my hair just as long as a white girl's? Check out my lifestyle account. The thing is, stop being so obsessed with a black woman's beauty. Because when a black woman takes care of herself, she disillusions them with their body. You're obsessed with a black woman's beauty because it's hard to fathom that she can be considered more beautiful than a white counterpart. There are beautiful white women. You know what's rare? A white woman with platinum blonde hair. That's how you don't understand your gene pool either. Who wants to be white? I don't want to be anything more than what I am. I never wanted to be anything more than what I am. Because exactly where I am is so much far better than where you are. Oh, that's a huge shit on the white girls. You have a problem? Solve it. There's a million white girls watching my account, wishing that they can have this spot. No matter what hair color I put on, they're still disillusioned. Not because of how I look, but because of the information that I have. She wants to be white so bad. Are your white girls attending a top 20 university? Are your white girls entering an Ivy League post-baccalaureate program? Are your white girls sitting up with a natural fat ass and hips? Are your white girls endowed with service? Do they have a mission, or are they relying on their privilege? They're actually daydreaming about the life that I'm living. Who wants to be white? How about you go take a Google search? The same internet that I had to fight for in my childhood, it was not a privilege. Internets and computers and gadgets and tablets and cell phones and dictionaries and encyclopedia and books. Ooh, all of those were not privileges to me. You know what this black girl did, though, to get information and to form a working service? She took her little black ass to the Barnes and Nobles and sat there for 7 hours a day and read the books for free that she could not afford. That's what this little black girl did that wants to be white so bad. You know what the black girl did? She went to the public library signed up for a library card, checked out some of the free books, and returned them on time so that she doesn't accrue fees for the late fee. You know what that black girl did? That black girl made straight A's in school. Oh, endowed with service, an iconic brand. While if I was white, this would mean nothing. Happy Sunday. Let's read the scripture, which is about inequity. How ironic that you have so much obsession about my beauty, how I wear my hair. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. She wants to be white so bad. I don't believe in white supremacy. I actually feel that I'm in a better position. The reason you're so obsessed with a black woman's beauty is because when she comes around white trash, she disillusions them with her intelligence, her self-expression, her work and service, her strategy around your privilege, and still bossed up. I run this shit. They're my employees. Who wants to be white so bad? They're white. They're my employees. Black women speak for everybody. When a black woman gets free, we all get free. Who wants to be white? That's not service to us. You speaking from a privilege is not service to us. There's actually a piece of white trash that constantly appropriates my culture. But I'm so strategic around your privilege. You're white trash. And I am endowed with God-given talents. You're so obsessed with my beauty because you really don't have any. No ass, no hips, no lips. Nobody wants to see your frail, limp hair. Nobody cares about someone speaking from inequities and privileges. We don't give a fuck. You're obsessed with my beauty because I'm more beautiful than you. You mad? Yeah, white supremacists gonna be real mad when they realize that you're smarter than them. That you realize that I'm your boss. Who wants to be white? There's absolutely no purpose in that. Next, you look obsessed. You're obsessed with my hair? You're obsessed with my body? You're obsessed. We can do whatever the fuck we want to do at Felicia Trees Tarot because, well, we're employed. And we employ you. We can do whatever the fuck we want to do when we're the ones freeing you from oppression, getting freed from your oppression. You think I give a fuck about what you think? Do you think I give a fuck about what you think? 30 years of systemic oppression and I'm still more successful than you. 30 years of systemic oppression, but I still outwork you. You're surviving on privilege. This is merit. You're disillusioned because you're privileged and I'm merit. Bitch. July 13th, cleansed. Have mercy upon me, O God, according to your loving kindness, according to the multitude of your tender mercies. Blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from my iniquity and cleanse me from my sin. Psalm 58, 1 and 2. We should all long to be purified of our sin, because it is in the cleansing from our iniquity that we are brought nearer to God. Our sin may be precious to us, but when we compare it to the treasure of closeness with the Father, it instantly loses its worth. God doesn't harden his heart to a repentant believer. When we cry out to him in genuine remorse, he lavishes us with his mercy and love, washing us of our sin and restoring us to a right relationship with him. Have mercy on me, God. Remove my sin and cleanse me so that I can be closer to God. Your white supremacy is sin. But when a black woman gets free, we all get free. We get closer to God. And your privilege and whatever mediocre accomplishments that you think you have and mundane conventional beauty that you think you have instantly loses its worth. Happy Sunday, fun day. I'll see you guys next week.